Beneath the laughter that echoed through that sunlit Malibu beach house, there always lay a fragile, beautiful tragedy, a haunting reminder that the wildest seasons of our lives are destined to fade into a bittersweet silence. But more than 2 decades after the laughter first began, the ruthless currents of time have swept over the shoreline, scattering the family we once knew into a harsh, unpredictable reality. Today, in 2026, looking back at the beloved faces of 2.5 men is a deeply moving journey through the wreckage of time. The cameras have stopped, exposing an emotional truth. While some stars have managed to find quiet peace, others have quietly stepped into the twilight or faced dark, unimaginable struggles, making those old jokes feel profoundly heavy today. In this cinematic retrospective, we will step behind the sitcom curtain to reveal the real names, true ages, and shocking private realities of the cast today. Please, try to watch until the very end, because the final, heartbreaking truth waiting for us at the close of this video is something your memories simply aren't ready to face. Yun, Charlie Sheen. Charlie Sheen, born on September 3, 1965, became unforgettable as Charlie Harper in 2.5 Men, 2003 to 2015. By 2026, he is 60 years old. Charlie Harper arrived with charm, arrogance, money, music, women, and a dangerous kind of emptiness, a man who made audiences laugh while living like consequences would never arrive. Memories of Charlie Sheen are like a slow-motion film, imbued with the somber tones of a turbulent era, yet containing an extraordinary vitality. There was a time when this young man faced the challenge of suffering from diabetes, a persistent chronic disease that caused silent weight loss, physical exhaustion, and overwhelming anxiety about daily complications. Yet, beneath that exterior lay an iron will. Charlie Sheen silently navigated the most challenging times, bravely changing his lifestyle, strictly adhering to a diet, persistently exercising, and undergoing treatment. Ultimately, he overcame this critical period, completely controlling his blood sugar levels and rediscovering a peaceful, healthy life. By 2026, his complex legacy holds a net worth of around $10 million, a quiet fraction of his peak wealth, proving his true value remains his irreplaceable nostalgic place in sitcom history. 2. Jon Cryer. Jon Cryer, born on April 16, 1965, became unforgettable as Alan Harper in 2.5 Men. By 2026, he is 61 years old. Alan arrived in 2003 as the unlucky brother, divorced, nervous, broke, and always one disaster away from losing what little dignity he had left. Yet beneath the jokes, there was something strangely tender about him, a man trying to be a father, a brother, and a survivor inside a life that kept humiliating him. Unlike the excitement and drama of the crime cases on screen, Jon Cryer's years dealing with the aftermath of his accident were a harsh, real-life challenge. The unintentional collision severely damaged his musculoskeletal system, leaving deep wounds and chronic pain that worsens with changes in weather. In a fast-paced and ruthless Hollywood, having to pause his glamorous life, leave the film set, and dedicate himself to a hospital bed and complex reconstructive surgeries was a period of immense pressure and loneliness for the artist. By 2026, Jon Cryer has secured a highly prosperous, lasting legacy with an estimated net worth of $70 million. Shunning the loud, ostentatious display of massive luxury supercar collections, he quietly channels his wealth into profound philanthropic work supporting foster care and housing charities. 3. Angus T. Jones. Angus T. Jones, born on October 8, 1993, became unforgettable as Jake Harper in 2.5 Men. By 2026, he is 32 years old. Jake was the half-man in the title, Alan Harper's young son, a boy who walked into Charlie's Malibu house with innocent eyes, sleepy jokes, and the kind of childish confusion that made the audience laugh before they realized how quickly he was growing up. From 2003, Angus carried that role with a natural ease, turning Jake into one of television's most recognizable child characters. Angus T. Jones was diagnosed with severe, life-threatening ulcerative colitis, a devastating digestive disease that causes chronic internal bleeding and severe exhaustion during his demanding filming schedule. A detail that truly touched fans' hearts was how he faced this exhausting threat in complete privacy. Instead of letting the disease weaken his spirit, Angus T. Jones relied on extraordinary willpower to endure rigorous treatment regimens, delicate surgeries, and profound lifestyle changes. As of 2026, Angus T. Jones commands a highly impressive, well-earned net worth of approximately $20 million. He guides his massive wealth with understated simplicity, choosing private, comfortable properties and humble daily drivers over a loud, flashy collection of modern supercars. 4. Holland Taylor. Holland Taylor, born on January 14, 1943, became unforgettable as Evelyn Harper in 2.5 Men, 2003 to 2015. By 2026, she is 83 years old. Evelyn arrived with elegance, sarcasm, and emotional distance, a glamorous mother whose sharp tongue could wound her sons faster than any stranger ever could. Memories of Holland. Taylor are like a slow-motion film, imbued with the somber hues of a fiery past, yet containing an extraordinary vitality. There was a time in her life when she faced a devastating challenge: pancreatic cancer, one of the most cruel and dangerous diseases, causing silent agony, extreme physical exhaustion, and a long period of life-or-death pressure on her spirit. However, hidden beneath her fragile appearance was an iron will. Holland Taylor silently endured the darkest days, bravely facing arduous treatments, diligently adhering to strict medical protocols, and miraculously overcoming this critical period, restoring her body to a healthy state and rediscovering the light of life. Following the iconic sitcom, Holland smoothly rejected retirement, continuing her brilliant career in acclaimed projects like Hollywood and The Morning Show. By 2026, her immense multi-decade theatrical and television legacy has built an estimated net worth of $18 million. 5. Conchata Ferrell. Conchata Ferrell, born on March 28, 1943, became unforgettable as Berta in 2.5 Men. When she passed away on October 12, 2020, she was 77 years old. Berta was not just Charlie Harper's housekeeper. She was the sharp voice in the beach house, the woman who could destroy a man's ego with one sentence and still make the room feel strangely warmer. Unlike the dramatic scenes on screen, the moment Conchata Ferrell faced her cancer diagnosis in real life was an immense emotional shock. For a woman, breast cancer is not just a life-threatening disease, but also a cruel challenge that directly impacts her mental health, physical well-being, and self-confidence. The days spent in the hospital bed, facing chemotherapy that caused hair loss, painful surgeries, and physical exhaustion, were the most challenging period of a person's endurance. By 2026, Conchata Ferrell's legacy is firmly etched in television history, with her estate valued at $10 million at the time of her passing. Rejecting the loud display of luxury supercar collections, her true fortune was preserved in local theater foundations and her beloved family estate. 6. Maren Hinkle. Maren Hinkle, born on March 23, 1966, became unforgettable as Judith Harper in 2.5 Men. By 2026, she is 59 years old. Judith was Alan Harper's sharp, impatient ex-wife, the woman who could enter a scene with one look and immediately change the temperature of the room. She was not written to be soft, yet Maren gave her something human: irritation, pride, exhaustion, and the hidden sadness of a woman trying to keep control after a broken marriage. Maren Hinkle was diagnosed with advanced, aggressive ovarian cancer, a devastating medical ordeal that subjected her to intense pain and physical exhaustion throughout her demanding filming schedule. A detail that truly touched fans' hearts was how she faced this terrifying battle in complete secrecy. While undergoing complex abdominal surgeries and intense chemotherapy cycles, Maren Hinkle relied on extraordinary inner strength to survive. As of 2026, Maren Hinkle commands a well-deserved net worth of approximately $4 million. She guides her fortune with elegant, understated simplicity, prioritizing cozy, upscale residential properties and charitable theater foundations over a loud, flashy collection of modern supercars. 7. Melanie Lynskey. Melanie Lynskey, born on May 16, 1977, became unforgettable as Rose in 2.5 Men, 2003 to 2015. By 2026, she is 48 years old. Rose arrived with sweetness, silence, and danger. The soft-spoken neighbor whose innocent smile hid obsession, heartbreak, and one of the strangest comic shadows around Charlie Harper. Memories of Melanie Lynskey are like a slow-motion film, imbued with the somber hues of a fiery era, yet containing an extraordinary vitality. There was a chapter in her life when she faced a cruel challenge: pancreatic cancer, one of the most merciless and dangerous diseases, causing silent agony, extreme physical exhaustion, and a long period of life-or-death pressure on her spirit. Yet, hidden beneath her fragile appearance was an iron will. Melanie Lynskey silently endured the darkest days, bravely facing arduous treatments. By 2026, her exceptional multi-decade film and television legacy has built an estimated net worth of $5 million. Choosing a meaningful, grounded lifestyle over a flashy garage of loud hypercars, her true wealth is her permanent, deeply respected place in our collective memory. 8. Sophie Winkleman. Sophie Winkleman, born on August 5, 1980, became memorable as Zoe Hyde Tottingham Pierce in 2.5 Men. By 2026, she is 45 years old, turning 46 in August. Zoe entered Walden Schmidt's life with British elegance, dry humor, and a calm confidence that made her different from the noisy world around the Malibu beach house. She was not just a girlfriend character. She brought class, distance, and a little emotional seriousness into a sitcom built on chaos. Unlike the dramatic scenes on screen, Sophie Winkleman's real-life struggle with alcoholism is an incredibly harsh challenge. Alcohol is often a refuge for prolonged psychological pressure, loneliness, or unhealed emotional wounds. Alcohol severely damages the nervous system, impairs liver and digestive function, and plunges women into profound psychological crises. By 2026, Sophie Winkleman has secured a profoundly respected legacy, with a combined family net worth estimated at $15 million. Completely shunning the loud, ostentatious vanity of modern luxury supercar collections, her true wealth is held in meaningful charitable patronage, focusing heavily on children's education and homeless welfare. 9. Ryan Stiles. Ryan Stiles, born on April 22, 1959, became warmly remembered as Herb Melnick in 2.5 Men. By 2026, he is 67 years old. Herb was Judith Harper's new husband and Jake's stepfather, a gentle, awkward, often bewildered man who seemed too kind for the chaos around him. In a house full of sharp words and broken pride, Herb brought a softer kind of comedy. Nervous smiles, strange timing, and the quiet feeling of someone simply trying to be loved. Ryan Stiles secretly battled severe osteoarthritis, a painful orthopedic challenge that caused intense chronic pain and limited his mobility during long, exhausting hours on cold film sets. A detail that truly touched fans was how he faced this exhausting threat in complete privacy. Instead of letting the disease weaken his spirit, Ryan Stiles relied on extraordinary willpower to successfully undergo intensive physiotherapy and reconstructive joint surgeries. As of 2026, Ryan Stiles commands a well-deserved net worth of approximately $8 million. He guides his fortune with sophisticated simplicity, choosing private coastal properties and humble daily drivers over a loud, flashy collection of modern supercars. 10. Ashton Kutcher. Ashton Kutcher, born on February the 7th, 1978, became unforgettable as Walden Schmidt in Two and a Half Men, 2003 to 2015. By 2026, he is 48 years old. Walden arrived after Charlie Harper's exit, not as a copy, but as a wounded billionaire, rich, handsome, childish, and strangely lonely, a man with everything except emotional certainty. Memories of Ashton Kutcher are like a slow-motion film, imbued with the somber hues of a fiery past, yet containing an extraordinary vitality. There was a chapter in his life when he faced a devastating challenge: lung cancer, a cruel and insidious disease that caused silent, agonizing coughs, extreme respiratory exhaustion, and a long period of life-or-death pressure. Yet, hidden beneath that fragile exterior was an iron will. Ashton Kutcher silently endured the darkest days, bravely facing arduous treatments. By 2026, his brilliant tech investments and acting career have built an immense net worth of $200 million. Choosing a deeply meaningful lifestyle focused on global philanthropy over a flashy garage of loud hypercars, his true wealth is his permanent, respected place in our collective memory. 11. Courtney Thorne Smith. Courtney Thorne Smith, born on November 8, 1967, became memorable as Lindsay McElroy in Two and a Half Men. By 2026, she is 58 years old. Lindsay entered the story as Alan Harper's complicated love interest. Warm, one moment, exhausted the next. Caught in the strange orbit of a man who never seemed able to stand fully on his own. She brought a more grown-up kind of chaos to the beach house. Less wild than Charlie's world, but just as messy in the heart. Unlike the romanticized tragic events on screen, the moment Courtney Thorne Smith faced her leukemia diagnosis in real life was an incredibly devastating shock. It's a cruel disease that directly attacks the body's hematopoietic and immune systems. The days Courtney Thorne Smith spent confined to a sterile hospital bed, enduring high-dose chemotherapy that caused hair loss, agonizing fevers, and the terrifying prospect of bone marrow depletion were the ultimate test of a person's endurance. By 2026, Courtney Thorne Smith has secured a deeply respected legacy with a net worth estimated at $10 million. Completely shunning the ostentatious vanity of luxury supercar collections, her true wealth is preserved in private family estates and quiet charitable endeavors. 12. Judy Greer. Judy Greer, born on July the 20th, 1975, became memorable as Bridget Schmidt in Two and a Half Men. By 2026, she is 50 years old. Bridget entered the series as Walden Schmidt's ex-wife, elegant, sharp, wounded, and sometimes cold, yet never simply a villain. She carried the emotional shadow of a failed marriage, reminding viewers that behind the sitcom laughter, every divorce leaves someone trying to look stronger than they feel. Judy Greer, diagnosed with advanced aggressive liver cancer, faced a devastating medical ordeal that subjected her to intense pain and physical exhaustion throughout her demanding filming schedule. A detail that truly touched fans' hearts was how she faced this terrifying battle in complete secrecy. While undergoing complex liver surgeries and intensive treatments, Judy Greer relied on extraordinary inner strength to survive. She didn't passively endure the pain, but completely overcame the cancer, returning to the light with a complete and triumphant recovery. As of 2026, Judy Greer commands a well-deserved, impressive net worth of approximately $5 million. She guides her wealth with sophisticated simplicity, prioritizing cozy artistic residential properties and heavy investments in creative indie filmmaking over a loud, flashy collection of modern supercars.